Imagine the heart of Boston, a city defined by its resilience, suddenly hit with gut-wrenching news. The Celtics' cornerstone, Jason Tatum, is out with a devastating Achilles tendon tear. The crowd's thunderous roar turns to anxious murmurs. But amidst the uncertainty, another star steps forward, Jaylen Brown, a player whose time in the shadow may finally be over. Tonight, we dive deep into how Tatum's absence could alter the trajectory of not just the Celtics' season, but of Jaylen Brown's entire career. Is this Brown's defining moment? What can fans expect from Boston's new leader, and how might the fate of the franchise rest on his shoulders? This exclusive story unpacks every angle with exclusive insights, game analysis, locker room emotion, and a look ahead to a summer full of tough choices. The injury that changed everything. The turning point came fast and brutal. News of Tatum's Achilles rupture swept through the team, leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Players and staff alike felt the gravity of the star's loss, not only on the stat sheet but in the spirit of the locker room. Jaylen Brown and veteran Al Horford took charge, organizing a crucial team meeting before Game 5 against the Knicks. Their goal wasn't just strategy, it was soul-searching, helping their teammates navigate both the heartbreak for Tatum and the mammoth challenge of climbing back from a 1-3 deficit in the playoff series. As Brown himself put it, the air went out of the room after hearing the news with JT, so we didn't want to go out like that. No excuses, no quitting. We told each other, let's suit up, play ball, and protect our house. That night, the Celtics found their focus, limiting Jalen Brunson and holding the Knicks to just 35.8% shooting. A defensive clinic that not only kept their playoff hopes alive, but also signaled a possible new era of leadership. Brown's steps into the spotlight, numbers, leadership, and grit. Game 5 became Jaylen Brown's stage. It wasn't just his dynamic 26.8 rebound, 12 assist line, but the way he did it, directing traffic, making quick decisions, and taking the kind of responsibility fans had long hoped to see. Earlier in the playoffs, he had notched a double-double against Orlando in Tatum's absence, proving his ability to step up in high-pressure moments. But this night was different. Brown increased his aggressive drives, pushed his touches from 58 to 64, and rather than dominating the ball, trusted teammates like Derek White to carry the load when needed. White led the team with 75 touches. For Brown, leadership meant finding the balance, picking his spots, facilitating, but never forcing, a sign of maturity in his game. Just being myself, he told reporters. We've always been about the team. I'm excited to facilitate in whatever role is needed. It might change every game, but the goal is simple. Lead, play hard, and lift everyone around me. The mental shift, Brown's approach to adversity. Jaylen Brown's confidence has been a constant theme throughout his career, but this is his biggest test yet. He's spoken often about the sacrifices required to play alongside so much talent in Boston, and about his belief that he could lead if ever given the chance. With Tatum out, Brown is now the dictator of Boston's offense, as well as its emotional anchor. He's the player facing the media, the last speaker in the post-game huddle, and the one responsible when things go wrong. After the Game 5 win, Brown was focused on just one thing: making history by being part of the Celtics' first ever comeback from a 1-3 series deficit. Yet even as his role grows, Brown stays grounded. He continues to share and move the ball, just as he did when integrating stars like Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday into the Celtics earlier this year. Now, with an even greater load, Brown's ability to manage pressure could determine Boston's fate. A style of play and evolution. Statistically, Brown's impact can already be felt. In the wake of Tatum's injury, Brown became more assertive, raising his drive attempts during Game 5 and seeing a noticeable uptick in total touches. But he's not just hunting his shot. His passing numbers jumped, and he allowed other playmakers, like Peyton Pritchard, to initiate the offense, resulting in a team-high 284 passes per 100 possessions during the series. This adaptability is critical. Brown doesn't have to mimic Tatum. Instead, he can lean into his own strengths: powerful drives, mid-range pull-ups, and hard-nosed defense. On the other side of the ball, the Celtics have tasked him with shutting down opposing stars, reinforcing his identity as the team's lead competitor. Sam Hauser, recognizing Brown's evolution, described it best. Jaylen's the ultimate competitor, a warrior mindset. You know when it's time for battle, he's leading. When he plays like that, it's impossible not to follow. High stakes, contract, expectations, and a critical summer. Jaylen Brown's journey hasn't been without controversy. Last summer, he signed a 5-year Supermax extension, making him one of the NBA's highest-paid players. The contract was met with skepticism. Some doubted his ability to live up to the deal, especially after a much-discussed Game 7 stumble that ended Boston's 2023 postseason run. Now, that contract is seen in a new light. With Brown set to be the clear-cut leader, fans and analysts are about to learn if the investment pays off. Yet Boston's financial outlook is daunting. Over $500 million in projected salary for next season, a roster $22 million above the luxury tax, and the very real chance that some current teammates could leave in the summer. Can Brown carry this team through a difficult transition, amidst shifting lineups, possible trades, and new faces off the bench? His answer has always been yes. But the coming months will reveal just how far that confidence can take him and the Celtics. More than just a stopgap, the chance to build a legacy. For all the speculation about trades, contracts, and Supermax debates, what stands out is Brown's acceptance of his new responsibilities. The grass isn't always greener. Sometimes, a challenge at home is exactly what a star player needs to carve out a legacy. If Brown can lead Boston deep into the postseason, even amid adversity, or stabilize the team as they rebuild around a new core, his reputation will soar. Ultimately, Tatum's injury may prove the crucible where Brown's leadership is truly forged. Expect Boston's offense to look different, defensive intensity to increase, and post-game speeches to come from a new voice. And while the Celtics' future is uncertain, the heartbeat of this team beats louder than ever. With Jaylen Brown at the center. Brown's moment, your thoughts. So, Celtics Nation, is this Jaylen Brown's moment to become a franchise legend, or the ultimate test that will define his career? How should Boston navigate the months ahead, and what are your expectations for Brown's leadership? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. Do you believe Brown can rise to the challenge? If you appreciated this deep dive into Boston's next chapter, don't forget to hit that like button. You make this community strong, and we'll be right here, bringing you every twist and turn from the heart of the action.